Hello, everyone. Good morning. My name is Ami Shah, and this year's theme is 2020 Spiritual Vision. Our theme for October is Cosmic Connections. Ever wonder what collective consciousness, the unified field, and zero point energy have in common? And how this can change your idea of all levels of relationship? Today's topic is Just Like Me. Dr. Ernest Holmes once wrote, in turning to the law, realize it is a law of reflection. What we reflect out to the world reflects to us. When we smile at the world smiles back. When we change our reflection to that of God reflecting through us, what comes back is the same, if not more. Let's speak our affirmation together. Today I celebrate
Celebrate
that
that
we
we
are
are
all
all
cosmically
cosmically connected
connected to
to
each
each other.
other by a power greater than all of us. I allow that power, God, to reflect
Like
through
through
me
me
as
is love,
love, wisdom,
wisdom,
generosity,
generosity.
and compassion, and it comes back to me multiplied. And now let us turn to Reverend Kathleen, the light of inspiration and wisdom in our community.
Thank you, Ami. It was beautiful. Oh, okay. Well, I'd like to start with a story. This is a story actually told by Alan Cohen in one of his books. He talked about at a particular conference that he went to, a former American soldier who'd been in the Vietnam War stood up and shared this about his journey to enlightenment. He said that when he served in Vietnam, he recalled a time when he used to go through the pockets of the Vietnam soldiers that he killed to find valuables. And one day he found a picture of the soldier's wife and children, and that was a game changer. He said, suddenly I realized that I had killed a real person with a family like my own. I just could not do it again, so he asked for a transfer. This soldier awoke from the trance of separation in that moment to the awareness that that Vietnam soldier was another real person, real human being, actually divine being like him. He awakened to compassion, that awareness of his connection with that Vietnamese soldier, the sacredness of life itself. That inner change of consciousness demanded an outer change. So he had to ask for a transfer. I mean, there was no other choice for him in that moment. And so this is such a powerful metaphor or awakening to what goes on for all of us. When we think about other people as less than us, when we condemn them, when we judge them, what we do is we cultivate within ourselves an atmosphere of hatred, of, of emotions that are ultimately self-destructive. We literally implode from the inside out. And it affects our body temple and it affects everything else around us. So today is a call, and this month is a call to awaken to the divine connection, the cosmic connections that we have with ourselves and with all of our fellow human beings and all life on this beautiful planet and in this cosmos. This month then the theme is cosmic connections. And today our focus is on spiritual law, which actually is, as Ernest Holmes says, a law of reflection. Life is like looking into a mirror and seeing it reflected back to us. And what we're doing is we're looking through the filter of our own belief structure. Ernest Holmes says, life is a mirror and we reflect back and will reflect back to the thinker what he or she thinks into it. Let's talk a little bit more about this law of reflection. So whatever it is that we hold in ourselves creates our world experience. Our inside creates the outside, whether it's joy, bliss, passion, anger, jealousy, or hatred. So take two people in the same situation. One is an optimist and one is a pessimist. And by the way, there's a saying about this. It goes like this. An optimist thinks that this is the best possible world. And the pessimist fears that that's true. Just a little lightness there. So let's go back to the two people. The pessimist believes that the world is unfriendly, full of chaos and conflict, and that what the negative will go wrong. There's something that will go wrong all the time, always scanning the environment for what's wrong. Their mind will continuously look for evidence, in other words, to substantiate the belief. They will see the same TV shows and be in relationships and current events that prove the belief to them. And the mind has this amazing ability to filter out all of the evidence to the contrary. That's the really interesting thing about our belief structure. It's really like looking through a film that's being projected onto the screen of life, creating our own story, our own unique story based on our beliefs. So this being then, this person who has a pessimistic attitude will filter out the inherent love, compassion, peace, and harmony of life. And on the other hand, the person who is the optimist cultivates inner peace through spiritual practice, meditation, prayer, spiritual study, connecting with people from that place of expecting the best in life situations. And so he or she then believes in the inherent goodness of life, and will look for evidence to substantiate it. That's what the mind does. So that person will claim that life is wonderful and will attract pleasant experiences as a result. So we can actually choose whether to be an optimist or a pessimist. We can choose happiness over adversity. We can choose that. We have a powerful tool here available to us called the mind. We, the observers, use the mind. And so the law of attraction then is designed to reflect back to us what we are believing. So you and I then, and the rest of humanity, in this way, through the law of reflection, are shaping the world. We're doing it collectively. And last week I talked about how those who are in the optimistic frequency, love, peace, joy, have amazing spiritual power and can counterbalance. And usually at one time it was 15%. I choose to know that it's more than that now. But that lower percentage of humanity can counterbalance the rest of humanity, even though it's a smaller percentage, just by choosing a higher frequency perspective on life. So the bottom line is our predominant beliefs will dictate our reality. So what's the choice then? The choice is to choose a new thought, choose a new perspective. And that's how we create a different future. And we begin in the very present moment to do that, and each moment after that. And so just as our current reality is based on our past history, we are creating our future in this moment. It leads to new beliefs. Our new thoughts lead to new beliefs. When they're repeated often enough and practiced often enough, becomes part of our subconscious mind, part of the new way of seeing, and therefore we begin to see the change in our external world. So in honor of our Peace Garden dedication today, let us heed this formula for planting a peace-filled, love-filled, joy-filled inner garden. I love this one. You've probably heard it before, but it goes like this. First, we plant 3 rows of peas. Peace of mind, peace of heart, peace of soul. And then we plant 4 rows of squash. Squash the gossip, squash the indifference, squash complaining, and squash negativity. Then we plant 4 rows of lettuce. Let us be faith-filled. Let us be kind. Let us be patient. Let us really love one another. And then there is no garden without turnips, right? So turn up for service, turn up to help each other, turn up for life. And then there is the herb time. Time for play, time for rest, time for spiritual growth, time for God. So when you water your inner garden with patience and love, the harvest will be so beautiful that most of it will have to be given away. That's giving from the overflow, right? We plant all the good seeds of truth through our meditation, our prayer, our affirmations, our choices to be optimistic, and we just burst with an overflow of that good to share with others. What you sow is what you reap. That's another way of talking about the law of reflection. So a little bit more about this time for God. Sometimes we are like the man who had an entire wall of books in his library devoted to meditation. And when he was giving his friend a tour one day, his friend commented on all the books of meditation, saying, with all this knowledge, you must have had some amazing mystical experiences. To which the owner of the book said, actually, no. I'm so busy reading about meditation that I never actually meditate. So I don't know if you fit into that category. I certainly could lean in that direction since I love to read so much. But the truth is that we cultivate cosmic connection, that connection with the inner divine, and then therefore the divine in all, through actually meditating, actually doing our daily prayer that we call spiritual mind treatment, actually being fully present to that energy of love and peace and compassion within us. Because the truth is that when we are at peace, we bring that atmosphere with us wherever we go. We have an impact, a peaceful impact on everyone around us. I actually found inner peace recently. My life coach recently told me that in order to achieve inner peace that I had to finish everything. I had to finish what I started. So I finished a carton of Ben & Jerry's, I finished a box of chocolates, and I finished a pizza. And I have to admit, I feel better.
That was a little lame.
So anyway, we become an atmosphere of peace then and joy and lightheartedness when we actually meditate. Because when we actually meditate, we begin to witness that mind chatter, all the stories that we're telling ourselves that are totally out of alignment with who we want to be, with who we choose to be. We can surrender that to the divine within, to the God presence within. And then we're free then to be who we really are in truth. So let's do a spiritual practice right now. We can experience God, we know this, by gazing in the eyes of another person. The powerful thing, when we gaze into another person's eyes, we actually are gazing into the very center and core of their being. We're making that divine connection, that cosmic connection, and we're truly seeing reflected back at us the presence of God. So I'd like you to imagine now sitting in front, and you can close your eyes if you want to, sitting in front of someone that is a really challenging person for you to like. Just give yourself a moment. Who is this person that you are really having a challenge liking? This is an opportunity to build compassion with this exercise. And so you can open your eyes now because there's going to be a mantra that Dan is going to share, screen share, right, Dan? It's called Just Like Me mantra. And it goes like this. And so you can just repeat this with me, or just say it with me. Just like me, you are seeking some happiness in your life. Just like me, you are trying to avoid suffering in your life. Just like me, you have known sadness. Dan? Okay, let's wait a second. We went the just like me, Dan. Okay, never mind. I'll just have you repeat after me. You can close your eyes this time. Just like me, you are seeking some happiness. You're saying that to this person. Just like me, you are trying to avoid suffering in your life. Just like me, you have known sadness. Just like me, you want to be loved. Just like me, you were once an innocent child. Just like me, you are a spirit on a journey. And so it is. You can open your eyes now again. What a blessing it is to know that just like me, you and I and everyone around us is doing the very best they can on this amazing eternal journey that we share together. So since all life is a reflection of our inner world, it is helpful to actually meditate, to actually practice optimism and love and compassion, to allow ourselves to be a reflection of the inner divine, a reflection of God in the world. Then when we step out into our day, our everyday life, we are drawing upon the boundless source of all good, blessing all those we encounter, even the challenging ones, with love and compassion, with peace and harmony. And so let's turn within in prayer, giving thanks for this opportunity to shed the trance of separation and to step into the full expanded awareness of our oneness, our cosmic connection with everyone and everything, realizing that everything around us is a reflection of what is within. And so I'm knowing that right here and right now we are lining up with that inner divine, the presence of love, the presence of peace, the presence of joy, the presence of pure optimism. looking for the good everywhere, in everyone and everything. And therefore, we truly are a benevolent presence on this planet. And I'm so grateful for this truth of our being. I celebrate it and I release it to the omni-action of universal law, the law of reflection. And so it is. Amen. Thank you. All right, so now I would like to introduce to you again Sharon.